On June 4th, 2021, 3 Locust Grove police officers in Henry County approached YouTuber Hellcat Infamous, suspecting him of loitering and potential involvement in drug-related activities at a gas station. Is the YouTuber related to any drug-related activity? Let's watch the video further and see what happens.
Shows up with a 54 male, quick trip, white Dodge Charger.
Deputy Nicole Colleen Pitts led her colleagues to approach and interrogate the YouTuber about his activities. The other 2 officials made their way to the spot after being called there by the lady officer.
Are you hanging out? Are you meeting somebody? Are you waiting on somebody? Are you lost?
I live on.
So, the reason I'm asking, we've been here how long? Probably 20 minutes?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah,
you hadn't got any gas. You hadn't gone in and got any food.
No.
You parked at a gas pump. And I know the tank's not on the side. It's on the other side, right?
No, I don't even take this kind of gas.
So, what are you doing?
The second officer entered the frame and asked the YouTuber whether he was hanging out with friends or doing something else. Subtly inquiring as to why he was there, the man responded that he resides there in response to the question, where the officer stated that they had a good reason to suspect criminal activity in the area due to its long-standing history of such activity.
I'm just chilling. I don't want to go home with you. I can't sit in the parking lot. Because I live out here.
Where you you have some ID? Who's your ID? Or is it the bar?
Hey, it's on me, but what's the problem?
Acting all confused, the cop asked the guy again, what exactly is he doing at the gas station? Clueless Hellcat asked whether he's doing something wrong while staying up there, as he was just chilling and grabbing something to eat, which is not wrong.
You can make it super difficult, but you do know.
I'm just wondering why y'all. But I've literally been on the phone to talk.
I know.
Go and get your ID.
The YouTuber's identification was requested by the police, and the man complains and asked why she is doing so. The officer then advised the young man not to make matters any more difficult than they already were for themselves. The important thing to note here is, according to the 4th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, a police officer is allowed to stop a suspect on the street and frisk him or her without probable cause to arrest if the officer has a reasonable suspicion that the person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a crime, and has a reasonable belief that the person may be armed. Well, in this case, the authorities assert that the YouTuber in question was loitering around the gas station and that the surrounding area was notorious for narcotics trafficking and other forms of criminal activity.
Get your ID, and then while you give us your ID, she can speak with you. But you need to identify yourself, so go and get your ID.
So right now, what it falls under is loitering. Yes.
Yes.
Because if you were getting gas, waiting on somebody, if you were doing anything other than just kind of hanging out, it wouldn't be an issue.
Well, I'm sitting on the phone.
We know.
This area is known for narcotic activity. It's known for criminal activity.
The other officer barged in and asked for the man's ID and said that he is needed to be identified, where the lady officer comes and talks about why he's waiting there so long, as the area is quite popular for narcotics activity, and that's why they're asking for the man's identification. The man claimed he lives out here, where the cop says he believed him but still asked for the ID.
Because, everybody...
I've never been
listen,
I know a lot of detectives.
If you notice the folks that come, they get their gas and they go.
Yeah, but
So, the state's definition of loitering is doing something not like hanging out at the gas pump, not like
The man gave his ID card for identification. After verifying the YouTuber's ID and discovering no prior criminal records, the officers continued their questioning before ultimately departing without filing any charges. This sequence of events raises questions about the legitimacy of their initial suspicion and the necessity of their prolonged interrogation. The absence of criminal records suggests a lack of reasonable grounds for their continued investigation.
That would add to it, but you didn't, so it makes it a lot better. You get what I'm saying?
But I literally come here all the time. I live here. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, that's fine,
That's
but you
fine.
can't just if you're not doing any business, if you're not getting gas, you're not
But I
going to
was
get food.
actually finna go in there. I just had a phone conversation.
Well, that's cool, but now that we've had this communication, it's what they call dispelling the alarm. Now that we're able to figure out, okay, this guy doesn't have any issues or anything like that.
Now, the lady cop is trying to make the man understand that she came to question due to suspicion, but the man didn't run away after seeing the cop, and that's a green flag that he didn't do anything, to which the man got furious and asked, why would he even run when he's done nothing wrong? To which she replied that it looked better. She was trying to explain why she came in the first place, but her explanation was kind of dumb and baseless. Where the other cop comes in and tried to save the conversation but failed miserably, as the YouTuber claims that he lives nearby and there's nothing wrong with calling on a gas station and talking for a half hour. To which the cop replied that now that we are dispelling the alarm as they had the conversation with the YouTuber and nothing is wrong here.
Then we could be by our merry way. But we never met you a day in our life. I've never met you.
I've never got
She's
that.
never met you. He's never met you. So we're just doing our jobs. What we're getting paid to do.
Go ahead. Now, the start be valid 2301.
The cops have stated they're merely performing the duties for which they are paid, and the lady cop was talking on her walkie-talkie.
You got to, and then head on home, alright?
Yeah, but
Second
that's
thing,
kind of
you're-
crazy.
Look, it's
Like I've never.
Go look up loitering in Georgia
No,
code section.
my father's a retired sheriff.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I know, but I've never.
like I said, this area is known for drug transactions. We're gonna make sure none of that's occurring here tonight. So
The lady cop told the YouTuber to get home, where the YouTuber replied and called her crazy, where the male cop jumps into the conversation and told to look up loitering in Georgia, where it turned out that the YouTuber's father is a retired sheriff, to which the male cop said that the area is known for drug transactions and they're just making sure none of that's occurring there.
Well, no, I was at Silver Dollar. I did track nets. I don't do no drug activity.
and like he said earlier, the reason we got out with you and asked you and didn't just like immediately throw you in handcuffs was called dispelling the alarm. That's all that happened. So, but do these change? Like, can you make them just one regular color?
I could turn them off with a switch.
Okay, so the blue lights, you can't have blue lights.
The female officer stated there's a party going on in the area and they're concerned that there will be drugs involved. Because of this, they approached the YouTuber and asked him about it. However, the situation is completely different than what the officer stated, as there are many people in the gas station, but the police only had suspicions about the YouTuber, possibly because of his race. And they requested the YouTuber to change the color of his car's light, questioning why the blue color light is on rather than the standard one.
and you definitely should. Then you should definitely understand our job. Then you should understand. If you say all these things, and if you're in the profession, you would understand why we're doing our job.
That's why I had no problem.
Right. And we definitely appreciate the cooperation. No, it's not random. We sat there for a while.
The YouTuber tried to explain his point of view, stating that his father's a retired sheriff and he won't do things like that, to which the cop tried to explain himself, stating that the YouTuber should understand where the police are coming from. And then the cop stated they appreciate the cooperation. The policeman tried to explain they saw a guy coming towards the YouTuber and thought it could be drug-related, that's why they intervened, but the YouTuber replied the car he's driving. The guy complimented the car and nothing else.
Affairs going on. Now we're gonna be about our way. If we thought something nefarious was going on, then we'd be going a whole different direction. You understand? But we have to dispel alarm, make sure nothing nefarious is going on. You understand that?
The officers state that they'll be on their way after conversing with the YouTuber. They explain that if they had suspected any suspicious or illegal activities, their approach would have been different. However, their intention was to dispel any concerns and ensure that no nefarious actions were taking place. They encouraged the YouTuber to familiarize themselves with the relevant code section, specifically mentioning loitering, spelled it out, and recommended looking it up for further information.
Look it up.
Deputy Nicole Pitts, who was one of the cops that was involved in the event, was made to face the consequences of her actions by having her employment with the Locust Grove Police Department terminated. The particular factors that led to her being fired are being kept a secret for time being. During the course of a phone call, Chief of Police Derek Austin verified the accuracy of this information. A police officer was fired for apologizing to an Army sergeant. The incident escalated in a nearby cafe when the officer and sergeant argued over a misunderstanding. As tensions rose, the cop recognized his error and apologized.
Hello. Hey. You know who that is? No. Who's your girlfriend or your baby mama? Lady right here.
First of all, that's my wife, Margaret.
Okay. Okay.
Who are y'all looking for?
The apology was his downfall, as the cops cited a policy violation for expressing weakness. The officer's termination has divided the community, with some applauding his openness to accept mistakes and others arguing that the department must maintain discipline. The event illustrates the delicate balance between law enforcement responsibility and expectations.
Investigate. Right there. 9 years, U.S. Army. Now, what's the problem?
Okay. What's your first name?
I don't have to identify myself to you, do I? Am I under investigation? You want to tell me what's going on?
Can you
Don't
confirm the
knock on my
address?
window. No, she can't come out there. Y'all need to tell me what's going on. This is my house. Don't.
Copy. They're advising that this is not the right address.
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am?
Y'all violating my rights right now.
Actually, we're not, dude.
Yes, you are, because
No,
you're
we're
not
not.
telling me who that is. I said it to you.
Listen to me, dude. We're not violating your rights.
You are.
How?
Because
Which right? Which civil right are we violating?
Why are you raising your
We're
voice?
not violating
Why is he raising
anything,
his voice?
okay?
Why is he raising
So
his
we
voice?
are here on
Are you
a
threatening
welfare
me?
check.
An urgent call from the local medical center about a poisoning incident disturbed the solemn atmosphere at the police department on May 10th, 2020. The officers rushed to the scene, their expressions furrowed with concern. The medical institution received a frightened patient with symptoms of purposeful poisoning. The detectives and medical professionals methodically gathered evidence to solve the case. They remained concentrated as the situation grew severe, reflecting their dedication to finding the truth. The tragedy highlighted the community's issues and law enforcement's vital role in protecting the people of the city.
What's his problem?
Okay.
Nah, I need your badge numbers. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'll
I'm
give
sorry.
you my badge number. But so the reason we're here is to
Now
make
you're
sure
telling me the
somebody
reason
is
after you told me to
okay.
eat it. So you told me to eat it, right? Marler?
I messed up. I apologize.
Now that you're on film, you messed up.
No,
So
you
you
didn't report.
haven't violated any of my
No.
rights.
No,
The
sir.
first thing you said to me coming here was,
So,
is
sir.
that my baby mama or my girlfriend?
Sir,
Then he
so
started
we
raising
were
his
called
voice
to
at
call
me.
from North Bay.
Pause. I need your name and your badge number.
Officer Conma 107.
Thank you. I need your name and your badge
Officer
number.
Marler 102.
And she's at my window. I told you not to go to my window. Close the blinds.
Do you have a 14-year-old son?
Close the blinds.
Hold on, sir.
Close the blinds.
Sir, do you have a 14-year-old son?
Close the blinds.
Tiffany Canoma and Cody Marler responded to a distress call at Army Sergeant Sarah Hawkins' home. Arriving at the scene, they found a well-kept suburban home with tension. Alarming neighbors reported loud noises and conversations. As they neared the front door, they glanced around, mentally preparing for anything. Sergeant Hawkins gingerly opened the door, her look a mix of apprehension and relief. The cops introduced themselves and promised to assist and protect her. They found strewn items and emotional disturbance within. Canoma and Marler calmly explained the matter to the sergeant with empathy. The presence and competence gave Sergeant Hawkins a sense of security.
Marler.
I
served as well.
Marler.
I don't give. You are probably a piece. If you served and you telling people to eat, you probably was a piece.
All right.
You can get out of here. That's what you can do, Marler. You
Okay. Let me explain, because we may have
said
been.
you told me to eat it.
Can I explain to you?
The conversation revealed that their quick response had diffused a potentially developing scenario, emphasizing the importance of law enforcement in maintaining community peace. As cops yelled at Sergeant Hawkins, the precinct was tense. Raised voices and colorful language broke the customary decorum as the precinct walls seemed to absorb the intense argument. Officer Marler, who violated department regulations, was the focus of this verbal altercation.
And our dispatch. So we got a call that we need to. Okay, a 3-year-old was brought into the hospital because she ingested nail polish remover. Okay,
We don't know anything about
Okay.
any of that.
and that is absolutely fine. So this
I
just got a
know,
little out of hand.
But you don't come to somebody's house and say, "Is that your baby mama or your girlfriend?" You
Right,
don't
and
like it.
I completely understand
You're
that.
supposed to be professional.
I'm trying my best to be
And
professional.
you're doing fine. But that
Okay.
guy, I don't know what side of the bed he woke up on.
Had him
Put
sent
yourself
away.
in my shoes. 2 cops knock on your door. Boom, boom, boom. I'm in there having a good time with my wife
Okay.
of 5 years.
Marler was chastised by Sergeant Hawkins, known for the strict discipline, for his unprofessional language and behavior. This incident revealed a wide rift between the seasoned officer and his colleagues, showing how a law enforcement unit's values and expectations clash. The precinct was forever changed by the incident, which stressed the need for following departmental procedures and remaining professional even in stressful times. Officer Marler has apologized for his recent behavior, which gained public notice and sparked concerns.
So
Y'all want me to, like, quote what statute you guys are violating? I'm not one of those people, but I'm pretty sure I can go on Google and see if
we
this
have
is
every
legal,
right to
what
be
you
here
did.
to check on somebody, and you have the right to Google us and make sure.
So you have the right to be here and check on somebody, right?
Yes.
Did I have to come out my door?
You did not. We needed to come
Exactly.
check.
The formal statement apologized for any discomfort and pledged to uphold law enforcement's highest standards. The government soon issued a statement recognizing the occurrence. The statement stressed the necessity of following a stringent code of conduct and their commitment to ethics and professionalism. It also informed the public that internal measures will be implemented to resolve the issue and prevent repeat accidents. This reinforces the department's commitment to building trust and respect between officers and the community they serve by emphasizing law enforcement transparency and accountability. Loveland Police's wrongful arrest of Karen Gardner has outraged the community and beyond. On June 26, 2020, cops apprehended and confined 73-year-old dementia patient Garner for trying to exit a Walmart without paying $13.88. The officer's wrist lock and shoulder pressure caused Garner to dislocate her shoulder, break her arm, and other injuries. Later publication of body camera footage fueled public fury. The incident emphasizes the necessity for law enforcement mental health training and awareness. The Loveland Police Department was criticized for its response, prompting calls for accountability and reform. 73-year-old Garner, whose dementia affected her memory, was confused in Walmart's fluorescent aisles. She stumbled toward the exit with a few unpaid things, her wrinkled brows showing her diminishing awareness. The store security guards gently intercepted Gardner, seeing the weakness in her eyes. An understanding staffer guided her back to the checkout amid the chaos. Gardner's brief attempt to disappear revealed her dementia and the difficulty memory loss causes. Officer Austin Hopp responded quickly to the emergency call. He fought Gardner and restrained her with determination. Hopp used controlled power and professional urgency to control the issue. The intense interaction highlighted law enforcement's challenges in preserving public safety in complex and possibly dangerous situations.
And before that, you tried to steal from Walmart. And they caught you and took the stuff back. Stand up. Oh.
I'm not going.
Why are you fighting with me? And why are you trying to slip the cuffs off?
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home.
No, you're not. Are you finished? Are you finished? We don't play this game. You understand me? And if you try to kick me, oh, this is gonna be bad.
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going
Hey.
home. I'm going home.
Officer Daria Hilali arrived with nervous anticipation. As she approached, her stern face showed determination. The situation escalated quickly when both police appeared to use excessive force when arresting Garner. Their unrelenting activities put doubt on the incident's legality and raised questions about the police department's use of power. They watched in surprise, increasing their concern as the interaction developed, and the tragedy raised important questions regarding police training and responsibility, prompting a reevaluation of public safety practices.
Get in the car.
In you go.
Do not hook onto him.
I'll come on the other side and grab her. What's that?
Where's your sergeant?
Huh? Who's my sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, I can tell you that. Sergeant Metzler, he's at the police department. You can go talk to him if you have an issue.
Yeah, give me your car so I can put a report.
Okay.
I see you there, how you throw the little kid.
Little kid?
Well, I don't know
He's not
if
a little
he's
kid. And this
he
is
was,
what happened.
He was just walking, and I see you how
She
you
just
grab him.
stole from Walmart.
Officers ignored mental health regulations when treating Gardner. Their unwillingness to recognize Gardner's condition violated vital policies protecting vulnerable people. A regretful and avoidable escalation occurred due to her mental illness being ignored. Law enforcement might have avoided this tragedy with better training and mental health knowledge, underscoring the need for better awareness and protocol when dealing with mentally ill people. After the disturbing occurrence, Loveland settled with Garner for $3 million.
Whole situation, that's the thing.
Yeah, you know, but it's like...
But knowing the situation, do you feel differently now?
Oh, yeah. But
That's
you know,
it.
like seeing it from there, that guy just walked in.
Yeah, I get
You
that.
know?
I get that. So when I went to go grab her and talk to her, she started running, leaving, pulling away from me, trying to fight me.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't see it running, you know.
Exactly. So before you go to a snap judgment, you gotta get all the facts.
But right here, she wasn't running.
I get that.
I see her walking right
Yeah.
there. You pull
All right.
over.
I gotta
you
deal with this. You
walking.
hang tight, okay?
Get your feet in the car.
The city's decision shows its commitment to restitution. The settlement honors Garner's experience and takes accountability and justice forward. This shows the power of fairness and transparency in difficult situations. The agreement stresses the city's commitment to healing and progress by making the neighborhood safer and more inclusive. ATF agent James Burke's arrest shocked law enforcement. The episode, which was quite intense, involved corruption and power abuse. The agency's reputation was tarnished by the arrest. Once admired, Burke now confronts legal challenges and public criticism. The incident emphasizes the necessity for law enforcement accountability and transparency to reestablish public trust. As the judicial proceedings continue, doubts about Burke's activities and their impact on other cases remain.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground!
I'm a federal agent.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
You didn't ask for it. You didn't ask for it.
Get on the ground. We'll figure it out.
Columbus police officers Joseph Fiji and Kevin Winchell arrived at a disturbance with seasoned vigilance. The darkly lit alley with its muffled bustle was illuminated by the flickering street light. They advanced with solid steps and quick looks to assure safety. Both cops showed determination and prudence, demonstrating their years of service. As they approached, anxiety grew, preparing to reveal the nighttime mystery. Agent Burke automatically reached for his federal badge as he stepped forward to assert his authority. Officer Fiji's gruff voice ordered him to the ground despite his clean suit and confident posture. Burke's jaw tightened as he analyzed the situation, his badge gleaming between the need to show his credentials and the officer's demand. His eyes flickered before he complied, a planned move to diffuse the conflict and balance power and cooperation. Federal and local law enforcement jurisdictions are different yet linked. The FBI and DEA have jurisdiction over cross-state matters in federal legislation. They handle terrorism, organized crime, and narcotics trafficking. Police and sheriffs in counties and municipalities address crimes within their boundaries. Law enforcement requires collaboration between various institutions to ensure public safety while respecting their authority and legal frameworks. Agent Burke's defiance changed when Officer Fiji, resolute and determined, led with a charged taser.
The car! Why would you make us do this?
I didn't want you to. I wanted to. Wait.
No, you knew what you were doing.
Sir, calm down.
Relax.
Sir, hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car.
No,
We'll
wait.
talk later.
Sir, wait.
You had your chance.
No, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't let me show them to you.
Never once tried.
I did.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now!
Have a seat. Please, wait. I gotta breathe.
Okay,
please,
you
sir,
can,
let me
you can
breathe.
sit down and breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get
No,
your legs
no.
in. Get your
Sir.
legs in. We're closing this door.
Sir,
Get your legs in.
I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an
We
ambulance.
got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Officer Fiji's vigor and determination seemed to melt Burke's resistance. Tense expectancy lingered before Burke's determined posture broke free. Burke's submission was unavoidable due to the overwhelming force. The scene was filled with relief and submission as the taser stopped, ending Officer Fiji's determination and Agent Burke's defiance. Agent Burke reportedly conducted a firearm follow-up at the scene. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Weapons, and Explosives, or the ATF, enforced federal weapons, explosives, arson, and alcohol and tobacco trafficking statutes in this case. The ATF's role assures strict firearm distribution and use regulation. As the operation proceeds, Agent Burke's involvement and the ATF's goals will become clearer, revealing their efforts to protect public safety and federal regulations. The complainant's unwillingness to open the door reflected their Fourth Amendment attitude. They refused the authorities' admission request, citing the Constitution's ban on unreasonable searches. This principled approach highlighted the fragile balance between individual liberty and police enforcement. As anxiety rose, the scene captured the spirit of the Fourth Amendment, demonstrating the importance of private rights in a security-conscious culture. The stalemate reminded citizens that democracy relies on their vigilance in maintaining their constitutional rights. Agent Burke sued Columbus officers federally for excessive force and injury. The lawsuit alleges that cops used excessive force and caused significant harm during a recent incident. Burke, a devoted law enforcement officer, argues the cops' actions were unnecessary and civil rights violations. Burke's situation epitomizes police misconduct and accountability debates. As the judicial procedures progress, attention shifts to law enforcement practices and the national debate on police use of force.